I say that. That's
Well,
my
I was
line,
gonna
bro.
lead you
I
in.
mean,
My
you
bad.
want to get your own opener, you can get your own opener.
All right,
You can
I'm
work it.
gonna work on
All
it.
right. Quiet on set, quiet on set. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Episode 18 of the Be Real. Life's only one take, so be real because there is no be real. Today, we're talking about change. You know, we had really good feedback from our last podcast last week in regards to just the message being sent and like the emotion behind it and like how we presented it. And you know, I know you received a lot of feedback. I got good feedback from people back home, and that's just real good to see that like positive energy kind of manifesting and resonating with people. Like people understanding that things need to change and that we're in a time that we can make that change and make that difference.
And it starts with you.
And it starts with right? First note on the sheet. You read my notes, bro?
I know you never share your notes with me.
Yeah, they're my notes. My notes. But yeah, change starts within. And we're in a position where like a whole lot of things also, I'm going to try not to cuss as much in these next couple podcasts. Yeah, some might slip out, but I'm going to try to actively be aware of my profanity language. Profane. Yeah, whatnot. Profane. Sure. But it starts within, you know, and like we're in a situation where a lot of things are going to change and they're going to change quick. And we got to be ready for that. We got to be able to adapt and be able to move forward with what's going on. And that just takes that time to reflect. Like you got to really understand the situation, understand your feelings and your emotions in the matter and how you can help and how you can, you know, grow from it, how you can be a difference, how you can use your voice, your strengths, your presence to make the difference that needs to be made. And it starts within. And that's reflection time. And like quarantine was a perfect time for that. But now more than that, like make that time because your work schedule might be coming back to a normal routine, but now you got to make that time and take that time to make that difference because a lot of things are going to be changing as we know it.
I've watched a lot of videos about what's going on, and a lot of people are like what you just said, like making that time for yourself. Like that's so important. But
100%.
like, there's no more normal work week though.
Right.
Like who is really working or what jobs are really working.
That
So
9
it's
to
really
5
time to
thing.
make the most out of your time. What is your value? What do you bring to society? Think about that, and then how can you help your neighbor, and we go from there.
Right. And with helping your neighbor, you're helping yourself. But you help yourself first before you can help your neighbor. And like the thing
But
is,
what
you
does that
understand.
mean? What does that mean? You got to
What?
help yourself before
Help
you help your
yourself?
neighbor.
I mean, peace of mind. You got to resonate. You got to understand what you're saying and like really have value behind what you're saying. And by value, I mean like you got to believe that. Like you got to embody that. You can't just spitball to spitball. You know, this is time to figure out where you stand and stand behind it. Like Paul was saying last night, like that seed. Like without that seed, you're not going to grow anywhere. You're not grounded. And it all starts up top. And it's going to be uncomfortable for sure for people that don't do it. Like Ricky on the last podcast was saying that he was trying to avoid that time with himself, you know? But you got to have that time. And he came to a point where he realized, well, damn, I got to do this now. And he did it. So it's just about making that time and putting yourself in that uncomfortable situation. If it's uncomfortable, you might just be like, wow, why didn't I do this sooner? Like, this is easy. But if it is uncomfortable, you got to keep doing it. You got to dig in. You got to put that time in. It's just like anything else in that matter, like fitness, like working out. Your first time coming back or your first time even starting, it's going to hurt. You're going to be sore. Things aren't going to feel right. You might lack mobility. You might lack strength in some areas, but you got to keep it going. You got to build off that uncomfortable state. Same with health. Dieting always sucks when you start dieting. They're like, oh, I can't eat this, this, and this. And then you got to just build it and you start to enjoy it after that because you start to see the benefits. You start to feel the benefits. Like even talking to you, you were like, I can't even eat some foods anymore because I feel what it does after I eat it. I mean, you still eat it the next week, but you understand, like, I don't know why I'm eating this. I feel what it's doing, but I just like it so much.
Yeah.
But you have that balance where you can do that, and you're like, well, damn, that sucked, but it was worth it. Now I'm going to go do something. I'm going to go back to my normal thing.
Yeah.
So talk about that. How much has changed with you? Because since I've been here in December, you've only, broke through. You
think so.
were a chubby child, snacking all the time. And now, now you've lost some lbs, you're moving again, you're staying active. And what's that change been like for you?
So that's a relevant question to a couple of statements you just made, because you said something about people won't really believe you if you're just telling them it. But if you're living it, if you're actually doing it, like, that has way more power.
Right.
That's so much more powerful. If I can do it and I can show you the way, that's easy, rather than me just trying to metaphorically tell you, or
just saying I got it here, but
try
I
to
can
get you
show
to
you how
dream
to do it.
But I gotta show you exactly how to do it.
I can paint you this picture, but let me actually show you that I'm doing it.
And to a certain extent, it's not fair. It's not fair you can't expect anybody else to do it the way that you do it, or to get it as fast as you get it, or to excel the way that you did in the areas that you did. Everybody's unique and everybody's different. So it's like, I can show you and tell you what I've done, but it might be different from you, for you. And then you also have to realize, especially when it comes to fitness, is like, I've been in shape my whole life. Like, my mom used to say I had a six pack coming out. Like, allegedly. Nah, bro. Like, I had a summer camp counselor. She's like, Everett, you got a six pack. I said, what is that? I went home. I was like, Mom, what's a six pack? Lady was talking about my abs in like third grade.
Yeah, this is all made up. This is not a real story.
Oh my God. Anyway,
I need to fact check this.
You should ask my mom. Ask my mom.
Bet.
But working out, being in shape, playing sports, always being outside, like, that's been a part of my life. So I've always been active. And then when I got to high school and started playing actual competitive sports, like, again, 3 sports competitively all year round, training for it, thinking about it, like, it's different. Like, athletes are different. I really want to write. Never mind. I don't want to say that yet. I don't want to say that. I don't want to tell nobody.
No plug.
Anyway, but, like, athletes are just different. Our mindset is different. Like, the competitive drive, the mindset, the motive, the teamwork. There's a bunch of skills in there that just prepare you for life in attacking different things differently as you move forward. So I like this last time that I was out of shape, like, when you got here and you say I was snacking all the time, like, yeah, like,
heavy.
Like, that's a comfort thing. Like, I remember, because I don't really, like, I grew up so I don't want to say poor, but we didn't really have much. We had everything we needed. My mom took care of us. She provided.
Sure everybody
but
was good.
As soon as I could start working and I started making my own money, I swear I should have $1 million right now. How much I've worked, but
all went through the digestive
food,
system.
bro. Everything went to food. If I wanted it, I was eating it. Nobody was telling me no. I remember, like, when I was little and I used to like McDonald's, I'd be like, Mom, can we stop at McDonald's? She'd be like, no, we got food at home. I'd be like, no, damn it. Like, I got money now.
Right?
I got money, so we getting what I want. We all eat. I don't care. Like, and that's just one of my things, but I like food. But better than that is, like, cooking. And it's just really taking the time out to cook. Mm-hmm. Because A, it's a fun process. B, you put more love into it and it tastes better. It's more satisfying and fulfilling. And it's better for you. So I enjoy cooking. How the hell did I get on that?
You're just talking about food, bro. We're talking about
I
change in your diet. You went from where you started,
talk about food all
comfort,
day.
And now you're just going to your comfort zone, which is the realm of food.
And so you say, like, how did I make the change to get to where I'm at right now?
Yeah, like the change, like just going to that, like.
So there's been several times where I've changed, like I really decided, like, I'm making this change in my life, or I'm gonna start living like this, or I'm gonna start doing this. And there's certain points in time. So, like, I would say in college, like my junior year, I decided to stop eating red meat and pork, and to limit, like, soda, to just mix drinks with alcohol. Which, again, not a good idea. Don't stay away from that. I don't drink as much either anymore, so that helps a lot. But I decided to stop eating that stuff because I just got big and bulky. I think we've talked about this a little bit before, like, just talking about our fitness journey. And so, like, this most recent time, like, there was a period where for a whole year, I probably didn't work out consistently. Maybe 3 days out of a month, I would work out. Like I just wasn't working out. My mind was not in it. It was a lot of
So,
stuff
like,
that was going on
once a
personal
week,
life and
if
just being
that.
busy. Yeah, it was crazy.
Ouch.
It was
Bro,
bad,
that'd
and
be
that's why I got up
miserable.
heavy.
Oh
That's why I
my
got up so
God.
heavy. Like I've never been heavy.
You're
Like I
probably-
graduated high school at probably like 160.
You're probably wheezing and whatnot.
Yeah, I got up to like 186 in college, and I was like, this is too heavy. And so that's when I stopped eating that stuff. And then just now, like this last time, I got up to like
Said-
almost 200.
Yeah, about to
I was
say,
like
you said you were
198.
pushing
I was
two.
like I was
Bro,
damn
I
near
was
200,
pushing
and that
two.
kind of scared me. And it's like I can carry weight pretty well, but still, it's just like it's not attractive. My stomach, like I want my abs showing all the time.
There
Like
you
that's
go.
like my pride and joy.
So if y'all can't tell, Ev's about his abs.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. You're gonna say it's fake. Ask Devon. Some girls back,
plug.
girls back in Maine. When I first moved back up there, they saw me and I lift up my shirt to wipe off my face when I was playing basketball, and they gave me the nickname Absolutely. Yo, that shit was gangster.
Anyway, where we were with the change.
All right.
I'm upset.
Eating. So like it changes everything. You have to stay active. You got to make it a purpose to stay active. And yes, I can have all the knowledge in the world, but like if I'm not truly living it, you're not going to buy it from me. You're not going to believe it. But if you can see it, if I swear I don't wear a shirt. In the summertime, I try not to wear a shirt at all. And it's so nice working in the gym.
So how do you attack change? When you know you have to make a change or you start to see yourself making it, like, you know something that's changed. How do you attack it?
So it starts before you know. Like you realize you're like, I don't like this. I don't like this. So what's going on? What's making this happen? You figure out what is causing it, and then you go to you fix the root of the problem. You go with the solution. If the solution doesn't work, you keep trying till you find another one. But the thing is, so I got to figure out, okay, well, what do I want to change? Either that's A, what's wrong, or B, what do I want?
Right.
Where do I
What
want to
could be
go?
different.
Yeah. What do I want to improve on? So once I find that, once I decide, like, okay, this is the change that I want to make, then it's just like, that's it. Like, that's it. Commit, decide. That's it. And then just take the steps to do that thing every day, to build that habit, to build that repetition, to build that power, to reinforce it. And you can't beat yourself up if you miss a day, and then let that lead you to missing a
Because
week.
that's just a trickling effect.
Yeah,
and it
like
just
you
puts
can't
down.
be mad. You can't be mad at yourself. You're living the best to the best of your ability, and it's impossible, highly impossible, to do something every single day. Besides brush your teeth, you should do that at least twice a day.
And wash your hands.
But
Wash your damn hands.
you know what I mean? Like it's hard to keep something up, and life gets in the way. Things
Right.
happen, so you just got to stay committed as you can. And as long as you're in, like, one small change starts it, but then you add on to it, you build onto it. That's what we're preaching here is lifestyle,
Awareness,
a lifestyle. How do
right.
you build the lifestyle that suits you, not the lifestyle that suits me? You can live a happy, healthy lifestyle doing whatever that you love to do. It just has to work for you. It has to be in balance. It has to be in accordance with nature, with balance, with how we should be living, right?
Life's balance and enjoyment. Mm-hmm. You know, so you got to enjoy it. If you're not going to enjoy it, like, no one enjoys doing, I mean, some people do. I can't say that. Some people, for them, I don't personally enjoy meal prep. I don't enjoy eating the same thing Monday through Friday.
Yeah, I like
that.
changing it up.
Exactly. And having that diversity and that change, that makes it more enjoyable to do.
That's my mom. I hate leftovers. I
don't eat like leftovers, but it's only one day. After that, I can't do it. I'm like, I don't want that.
Like and as much as I love pizza, I hate cold pizza.
Well,
like
cold
the
pizza's
next
delicious.
day,
It's so good. That's the only way to eat leftover pizza, bro.
man, I toast it up, get it nice and hot again. I also like orange juice and freaking Cheerios.
I told some of my clients about that. They were like, "That's disgusting." It's like, you don't drink milk. They're like, but orange juice, like
Apple
cereal?
juice, whatever.
Yeah.
I used to get like the tropical fusion.
That's gross,
Some
bro.
other
Like, what did that
juices.
do for you? You might as well just eat it dry at that point.
Or water.
That's-
But water
that's
just had no
gross.
flavor, bro.
That's
why I
gross.
use juice, because at least it has some flavor. Anyway.
Orange juice and honey nut Cheerios.
Yes. We're
What
going to
about-
get some.
What about
We're gonna get
Frosted
some.
Flakes?
I've done that before too. It gets
Cinnamon
a
Toast
little soggier.
Crunch?
I love cinnamon toast crunch,
With
but
orange juice?
no, I eat cinnamon toast crunch dry.
All right, there you go. There you go.
Dry.
That's good. Don't ever eat
I couldn't
cereal
tell you
with
the
that.
last time I had cereal.
Don't ever eat cereal with that.
Change. How do you attack change?
Change head on. I mean, sometimes honestly, I'm like oblivious to things needing to change at times. But then when I get that, like, oh, I need to change this, and I just head on, like head first. Like, all right, here's my plan. Here's what I'm gonna do, and then I do it. But then with me, like if I do that plan, I give it a couple days, and if things like aren't improving or I'm always adapting. Like I'm very like, okay, I can change this for this, or I can kill two birds with this stone. Like I adapt it to a point that it becomes routine, then it becomes a strong routine from there. So I'm always playing with it until I build, I don't want to say that perfect picture, but that sustainable picture that I can do for a long duration and have it built in, that habitual change. But I tend to just dive right in, just frick it, just go right in.
Do you think that you tend to change things for the improvement, or change things because you don't like just because you don't like them?
More so in my life now for the improvement, but before this, just because I didn't like them. Like I didn't like where I was at for sure. So that definitely sparked
Working on yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
And then once you work on yourself and you got yourself figured
Then you
out,
can go
you understand
external.
yourself, then you
Yep.
start changing everything else,
Yep.
changing the things that you,
100%.
exactly.
100%. You got it. You
So-
understand.
That's exactly how the world needs to change right now. Each
Right.
individual go through that little time. So what do you think, what do you think are the steps? What do you think are the biggest changes that we need in society right now? At least here in America, maybe even just here at Tulsa, or like what?
Open mind. Like I feel like so many people, like I said, are just conditioned to their way of thinking, and they're here and they don't even really know why they're here. Like they're just kind of doing it to do it. They're just going through the steps rather than understanding they are their own unique individual. They got so much that they can bring. They don't take that time to reflect on themselves, understand who they are and what they can do to make a difference in any regard, even if it's for their own self-benefit and what they want to do. It's like, I don't want to say a lack of belief, but it's just a lack of grounding, I guess. Like just taking that time to just internalize and be like,
There's
whoa.
no solid foundation.
Right.
They just feel that way, or they just think that way, but there's nothing
They're
actually
not,
like.
yeah, they're just going through it and they don't really have a reason as to why they do things. You know?
That's a shame.
Right. But I'm hoping to change that. I'm hoping and I kind of think that it is kind of changing that within people based off the feedback we got from the last podcast. Like people are starting to kind of internalize and be like, well, I do need to make a difference, or I could do this.
That's what I've been saying is like, you can feel it. People want to change.
Like who were you talking today at the gym?
Today?
Yeah, that did my class. 10.
Melissa.
Melissa. Yeah, she seemed all about it. That was dope. It's dope to see that.
No, people are very curious. Like they want to know what they can do. They want to know what's the answer. Where do we turn to? Where do we go? How do we make this better? And that's the thing that's kind of been upsetting to me, is I feel like there's a lack of leadership in that area, because we all should be working towards the same thing, like one thing. And that's how we should attack every issue here in America. I see a lot of these things like, if you don't support LGBTQ and all this stuff, then then why are you supporting just Black Lives Matter or whatever? And I'm like, I can understand it but this is the issue right now. This is the most pressing issue. This is the issue that's been going on for so long. Like, we need to take care of this first, and then we can take care of everybody else.
Right.
But, like, this is the biggest thing. And
It's
like,
been long term.
and there's allies on both sides. Like, I think it's just important that we just come together and start working. I likened it to this analogy, like, we got a virus coming on in the body. It's racism. We got this virus going on in the body. And then we got, like, say we got a group of white blood cells, but that's the black group of people in America. And then you got another section of white blood cells, and they're just like, that's not our section, so we don't need to fight that virus. But this virus is kicking our ass, and like, we need help. Where's the allies? Like,
It's a smaller group.
yeah.
rather
So
than
like,
having
come down,
the
and then boom, we clear up that virus, and then we take care of any other virus
Right.
that
Because
comes into the body. You know
once
what I
you
mean?
attack
But we
that-
have to be working in unison.
Strong.
We're on this one planet together.
Yep.
One planet. One. Everything. What Paul said
Unity.
last night? One. Why they say one?
One mind, one person, one belief. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Like,
We're all there.
and that's what it is. Like, when you're a team, you put the team on your back. The team's name is on your back or on the front of your jersey. Like, when you're wearing that jersey, when you're stepping out in society, like, you're representing that. You're representing your school, your family, your
Yep.
team.
And you're playing.
So,
for
like,
the front
how
of the
so how
jersey.
are you going to represent it? Are you going to represent it in the most proud, honorable way that you can? Standing up for what's right, standing up to any bullies, and fixing the solutions, working together. Change.
Change.
Let's get to it.
Sparks
Let's get to
unity.
it.
You know, it does a lot. And like, there's a starting point is now. Like, you don't feel like you missed the wave or it's too late, because it's never too late to make a change. It's never too late to spark. Paul said something last night that was really dope. He said, 0, people think it's the embodiment of nothing. Like, there's nothing for 0. Like, it's just absolutely nothing. But he
People
said-
think that 0 is the absence.
He
People
said-
think 0 is nothing.
but it's a collective of everything. I was like, whoa.
Everything comes back to
Whoa.
that.
Right.
Why do computers go 0, 1, 0, 1?
On, off,
0
on,
is
off.
everything. One's like cut, like dash. Like when you're doing like what is that, telegraphs and shit. Like pause, period, dot. Like, you know what I mean? Like 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's never too late. Like, if there's everything as a whole.
That's one is the recognition of a uniqueness out of the whole, but everything comes from that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. 0 is the foundation.
Yeah. I just lost it. I forget.
Change. Fun thing though, whenever I think of change and like things get rough, I always go to J. Cole's 03 Adolescence. Things change, rearrange, and so do I.
That's
Every time.
that's adaptation. That's moving with life. That's growing. That I'm telling you, if you haven't read the book yet, and I'm sorry, I'm away from the mic. If you haven't read that book yet, Who Moved My Cheese? It's all about change.
The rat.
Yeah, man. It's like there's like 4. There's 2 small
That's
humans
if you
and
give
2
a mouse
mice.
a cookie.
Huh? If you gave a mouse a cookie, I'd never heard of that one. But anyway, him and Haw and
Him and Haw.
some other I forget the rat's name, the mice name. But you just got to be ready for the change, and you got to be always looking for the change. What's the next step that we can do?
Right.
But the thing is, world, listen up. We're moving towards collectivism, working together, like taking care of each other. Not all this selfish. I got more than you. Like
Look out for your
share resources. What do you have that you just need by yourself? Like you can't share it. There's a handful of things that I could say that I would never share, and that's it. Everything else, like
Well, it's one of those things.
I'm not. Shut up. We're not talking about that.
What's half of one of those things? What? How would you categorize one of those things? Like that Gatorade?
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Chirp, chirp, chirp. Yeah, change is good, people. Change is good. And change of environment, like for myself personally, I just moved to a new state. Change is good. Because, what's up?
Sorry.
Go ahead. After
All
you.
right, look. The system is already rigged. And it sucks. Like the system has been rigged. So we don't need to change this system. Fix this system. We need to change it completely. We need a whole new overhaul. I was listening to something and I saw these statistics and it kind of blows my mind. You grew up without a father. I grew up with a stepfather, but a lot of that time,
Yeah, I
like,
just stepped up when I was 6.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, it says no dad, you're 5 times more likely to commit crime, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, and 20 times more likely to end up in jail.
Wow. That's just the absence of a father.
Absence
A
of a father.
male
That's
role
the
model
strict, yeah.
figure.
Not determined. I don't think that was based on race. I don't think that was based on anything
Just
else.
in
Just
general.
not having a father in the home. And it's so important because a father is the rock. A father is like, he's the one setting the course.
Right.
Like holding everybody together, building discipline, instilling respect. Like if you take that out of the home, it's not balanced. It's hard. Like, yes, there's a lot of exceptional people that make it out of these situations. A lot of great people. And people can do it. We are very resilient. But if you want the easiest path, like the most balanced path, like together. Together's the way to do it.
100%.
And that's bigger than just a family. Like that's together,
It's
all of
everything.
us.
Society, collective.
Change is much needed. Change is good. It can be scary. Just get a little uncomfortable and just like stepping into it. So I made this post on Instagram, the Black Panther, and I had found this because I used to be trying to think about companies all the time before. And so I would try to put like a symbol and like try to like what would my mission statement be and all this stuff. And then we started about the gym. And so then I was like, oh, this Panther. And we went to Plymouth State and we were the Panthers. Like Panthers are dope. And then Black Panther came out. And then I was like, hell yeah. But like Panther.
Wakanda forever.
It said, I found this description of a panther somewhere back in college, and I found it very powerful. The panther symbolizes courage, valor, and power. This totem animal encourages us to understand the power within the shadows and to acknowledge these powers to help eliminate our fear of the dark and unknown. To me, this means that if you have the courage to be uncomfortable and to learn another perspective or change the way that you're thinking about something, you will find that there's nothing to fear. There is a great power in venturing out into the unknown with courage. It leads to innovation and discovery and more variety. Revolutions are simply changes in the way that societies run, similar to the way that we change our minds. Do we have the courage to say, this way isn't working? Let's try something new? That's insanity, ladies and gentlemen. The world is insane right now. Repeating the same things, thinking that it's going to change. It's totally off its rocker. So let's do this work together. Venture into the unknown of change. I might have to turn that to a little poem.
Oh my God.
But for real though, like, change is much needed, and you should always be changing. You should always be growing. Like, stay true to who you are, but adapt and grow. Like,
Right.
don't just stay here. Let's strive for excellence.
Right.
Who said good is good enough? How good can you be? How talented can you get? Like, really dive into those things.
Never become stagnant. Because if you're not growing, you're not learning, you're not living. You know?
Lead with love. Stay focused. This is another thing. This is what I think I want to talk about a little bit next time. Are we going to have Femi on next time?
We still got to work that out, Femi.
Yeah.
I know you want to be on here so bad. We're going to try to figure it out. If you are listening, you need a USB mic and some other things. So I'll get those too.
Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get that list to you. But strategize, organize, mobilize. Is think, plan, act. Think about where we want to go, what we want to see, what we want to accomplish. Plan it. How do we get there? What are the reasonable steps? And then act on it. Right. Take advantage and
action,
let's take that
action.
change. Just like Nike, let's just do it.
Easy.
Just do it.
Best slogan there is, just do it. Like, don't wait. You know you got to do it. Just do it. You start to feel that change. You have ideas of how you want to change. Don't wait for the perfect idea. Take those steps now. Just do it. Action's the biggest part. Now, you can have all the ideas in the world, but if you don't take those steps,
somebody else will.
You're not going anywhere. And if you fail, you fail. Just hop back up, brush off, on to the next one. Your life's not over just because of that one small thing. You know? Change equals growth and adaptation. They're kind of the same, huh?
Change is adaptation.
Change is adaptation. So
Yeah.
change
change is growth.
Solution
I like
to
that.
growth and reflection. So growth.
I don't know if you're coming up with the right formula. Chill. It's all right. We'll think about that. We're coming back to you with that
All
one.
right, we're gonna have a whole list of formulas for all our topic ideas.
But great talk today. That's cool.
You think so?
Yeah. Think change is important, man,
Change is
and
important.
I'm glad you brought it up.
Hey, it's a big thing where we are now. So y'all listening at home, don't be afraid to take that change. And if you want to talk to people that are really good at change, holler at us. What you got?
So that's what I was gonna say. You asked, how do I think that I've changed over that time since you got here back in December? Focus, and committed to the mission, our mission, my mission, our shared mission, my personal mission, and dedicated to being the best and living it.
Right.
I'm not giving anybody no fake product. I'm giving you the real deal, the thing that I've been living my whole life. Like the ideas that I've come up with, the concepts that I've come up with, the thoughts, the questions, everything. And so we're being us. We're living. You said it in the last podcast. You said, it's crazy because I was trying to do the same thing back in Richmond. Sometimes it takes a spark. Sometimes you can be that energizer for somebody else. Sometimes you can be that solid mind for somebody else. Sometimes you can be the reasoning board. That's the relationship. That's the B&E right here. That's one of the biggest things. Like, our most valuable possessions, our most valuable resources in this life, our time and our relationships.
Right.
So I keep strengthening this relationship. I want to keep feeding this relationship because it feeds me. It takes care of me. It helps me grow. It helps me become better and stronger, and it helps me think more. So I'm going to do my best to build this up as much as I can. And I'm going to show everybody else, like, you should have this. You should be able to find people that you guys can work together. Steel sharpens steel. I'm not trying to surround myself with people that aren't moving somewhere and people that aren't thinking the same way. I'm trying to be around people that are going to help motivate and push me further and help me enhance my abilities and help me grow in my teaching abilities. Because if I can share it with my friends, then I can share it with anybody.
Right.
I can find the way. And that's the thing, too. You'll see the approach. The approach is totally different. And that's the thing, is that's why people like that, because it wasn't aggressive. Like, it's powerful. There's a message coming through, and you know what's coming through, but it doesn't have to be aggressive.
Right.
We're not out here to hate. We're not out here to spread hate. We're out here to show
Peace.
The power of love, the power of what can get done when we work together, when we put aside any differences, when we drop an ego, and when we decide, hey, I see something much greater in our future. I think that our skills complement each other, and then we can build off of that.
Right.
And that's with anybody. You can do that with anybody. You can learn from anybody if you keep that open mind. If you're willing to put aside judgment, don't judge. When you judge, you're not learning. You're assuming, and you're forcing your thoughts on something. But that's not the reality. Chill out. Listen to that person. Hear them out. Observe.
And if you don't agree, you don't agree.
Yeah, there's nothing saying that you have to agree totally. You don't have to. There's some things I'm just not ready to talk about, but there's some things that I don't agree with, but I still have to stand for it, because that's what I'm standing for right now, is equality and freedom, because it's the truth, because everybody deserves this. So I got to put my differences aside, my thoughts, because that doesn't matter. What matters is the truth, and that everybody is free. That's what matters.
Another thing is, like, don't ever think just because you believe one thing now that you got to believe that the rest of your life.
Yes,
like,
that's a great one. Like, that's a great point. I saw that too on Instagram or something.
Mentality, like, it all changes. So, like, just because you felt this way then doesn't mean you can't change that perspective of thinking or your thought process.
It's never too late to learn.
100%.
Old dogs can still learn new tricks, and you'll feel so much better. You'll be like, and don't feel bad, like, oh my God, I wasted my whole life thinking like this.
Nah.
No, like,
Nah,
oh shit, now, oh my God, I got so much life left now. What can I do with this? Like, how can I change lives now that I know the right thing? Like, we could do it. We could do it.
100%. So all starts within. All starts with you guys back home. You guys listening. Take that time. Make that difference.
Please keep sharing, guys. I appreciate the love and support from this last episode. That was awesome. That was amazing. And I got to give a huge shout out to the camera crew for getting that out there, because they got the turnaround real quick. It's a very important topic, and we really wanted that message to get out there. And so we're happy that we could get that to you guys early. It's already Wednesday. We got this one coming. So
shout out LA Marketing Productions. They've been doing great work. Only helped us grow from where we started.
For sure. That's much appreciated.
100%. Started with the USB mic on the couch. Now look at us. Lit up. Crazy.
Give me that HD, baby.
But shout out to the boys back home. Top 5 podcast. They're only doing good things right now. They got like 6-7 episodes out, so they're putting out constant content. So really give them a shout. Give them a listen when you got the time. Hit and run program going strong. 4 weeks in for the people that got it on the drop date. So yeah, I've checked in with the majority of you. I'm gonna check in with the rest of you tonight, see how you guys are doing, and appreciate your feedback there. We got a road trip coming up.
Excited for that.
Yes.
Super excited.
It's first 2 weeks of July. We'll be hitting the hometowns, hitting Richmond, hitting the lake, and then going up to Maine for a bit.
I don't even know the last time I was back up there.
In Maine?
Yeah. 2 or 3 years ago.
Well, it'll be a good showing, huh?
Yeah.
But anything you got to say?
And then we're going up there next. And then we're going up there next next May too
For a wedding.
for Björ's wedding.
Turn up, Björ's. I'm
Ian.
excited. I'm excited.
Man, life is moving. Life is moving fast, bro.
Take your
Fast.
time. Take your time.
I feel like
Enjoy
I'm
the
just
ride.
getting started though.
You got time.
Like I feel like I'm just like, hey, let's do
That's
something.
it. There's no set date to when things take off. You
Let's
just got to
get
keep it doing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. You know how this is. Anything you got? Anything else?
I'm
No?
good. I'm good.
Cool. Well, good talk. Thanks for you guys listening. That was episode 18 of the Be Real Change.
Take that first step.
Take that first step. Starts within. Life's only one take, so be real because there is no be real.
Change.